What we're looking at right here is my main aquaponics tank. It's a big 300-gallon stock tank. For some of y'all that are new to me and just seeing this for the first time, what you're seeing here floating on top of this kind of messy area here is called Salvinia. It's an invasive species that came here from Africa, probably in bilge tanks, ballast tanks or something from a barge, from a container ship or something like that, or it could have been intentionally released in the southern part of America, down around the Gulf Coast at least. This Salvinia has become an absolute terrible thing, like kudzu is up here, or Dioscorea alata, the air potato, is down on the Gulf Coast. The Gulf Coast and in South Florida, places down there are so warm and hot in a subtropical area that it allows things like this to proliferate. Up here where I am in North Alabama, it's too cold for it. It can't live here during the winter. I had to overwinter this in my greenhouse just a little bit, and it grows extremely fast. But if I were to take this and dump it out in a lake, take all this and dump it in a lake, well, this wintertime it'd be dead. It just can't do it. The only place that it survives is down on the Gulf Coast. That being said, I do not advise anybody to test out these theories, but it's got its home range now. It's endemic and ain't going away down there in the south, south of me down on the coast. It's not going anywhere. They've tried. This will make a mat that is 2 to 3 feet thick, and it blocks out completely all the light wherever it's floating. 2 to 3 feet thick. Now here, I use it as compost. I'm letting it grow. I take this out. This, where is he? He's over here somewhere. I can't see him, but I can hear him. He ain't liking me talking. This is his pond. Let's see, maybe we can we see where he is? Oh, he's right over here somewhere. He's probably, I don't know, I can't see him. Where is he? He's got to be right here. Oh, that's one of my bullfrogs. I've got 2 bullfrogs in here that are residents. Anyhow, we won't, maybe he's on, I'm hanging over the edge of my pond right now. Oh, there he is. Yeah, he was way in the back. Y'all about to see me fall myself in here. That wouldn't be good. Hey, let me get back on topic here before my frog interrupted us. But you see this? Any kind of water plant, it only does good in the water, and as soon as you take it out, it just becomes compost. It melts, But I tell you, it is an alien species, but it's absolutely beautiful. You can look at it and see. I mean, look at that right there. Look at how it's got a hydrophobic action. See, the water sits up on top of it like a jewel. I love that. I absolutely love that look. But as pretty as it is and as wonderful as it is, don't think that alien species are going to do you any good. They're not. But sometimes they can reach out and grab you, right? It's not a good thing. I don't know, that was corny. But anyhow, that's what I'm out here doing today. I'm going to harvest some of this and put it to use as compost. Stick around a minute. All right, in the effort of not making really boring stuff even longer, okay, I'm not going to do this whole thing right here. But you can see what I got here. I got my bucket. I'm just dragging this out. Now, why am I even saying this? Okay, because when we're talking about one thing that I do is I make the most of resources as possible that I find or discover, and turn bad things into good things where I can. Okay, if you're down there on the coast, this is a resource that needs to be gotten rid of, and there's a battle going on to fight it, and the battle will not be won. Everything would have to be destroyed in order to get rid of this. But I want you to see something here. If you can you, I'm going to reach down in here and show you. This was covered in algae, but there's no algae in here now. Absolutely no algae. It's gone. There's a snail. This covers the surface of the water so completely, it kills out any photosynthesis beneath it. I can't really show you how thick it is right now. It's probably in this stock tank, it's about probably about 4 inches, well, about 3 inches thick, good and solid, you know. So I'm going to take this over here now and put this to use. But if you're down there in the south of me on the coast, and you've got your gardens, if you've got access to some of these, you can get out there and find it and get it. It washes out onto the beaches from the rivers and creeks that spill out down there. And it's an amazing resource to pick up. Compost, Salvinia. Before I finish this video, we're going to add one more name to the little helper's tank. So y'all stick around to see who I add. All right, there's not going to be a whole lot of sneaking up on Frog. I tried, but he's gone. They feel the vibrations very, very easily. What you're seeing here is a little bit of lemon balm that I just put into a hard hat. And not only did I do that, but I gave the frogs or lizards a place to hide. And a little Malabar spinach that I've got to get in the actual ground. But we're over here in an area that a lot of people have seen if they've been with me for a while. What I've got here is a cherry tree. It was, no, a plum. I think it's a methyl plum that got some black knot fungus and was totally taken over. I stripped the bark off of it completely, all the way up. And you see, it's still trying to come back. I don't want this growing here, okay? So I'll just be breaking branches off and denying it of photosynthesis at every chance that I get. But it's pretty strong, except for that fungus, right? A lot of plums are very strong plants. And I guess what I'm going to have to do to finally kill it is actually go around and saw into it a little ways to do that. I don't want that fungus to keep growing. So anyhow, while I'm over here, all right, now here is a good look at the passion flower that I transplanted a couple of weeks ago or so, a few weeks. I don't know, time's getting away from me. But it is doing great. And see, I planted this and it's got shoots coming out from the side. All right, it spreads. Now, a lot of people have trouble transplanting them. And like I'm going to tell you this again for those that are new. If you want to transplant a passion flower, get lots of dirt. That's what it has to have. It does not like its roots being messed with. So the more dirt you get, you know, the better. You won't be disturbing the roots. And then keep it wet. Keep it shaded for a few days and let it get its feet down in there, and yeah, get its toes down in the mud, and it'll do fine. So what I'm going to do now is take some of this goodness right? Some of this goodness from over there in the aquaponics, and I'm just going to dump it out here. I just pulled up several weeds in this area, you know, and now look at that. Look at how thick that is. Look at how free it is. Now that's my comfrey there. I've got a few comfrey plants around here at different places. Now, all of this, once it's out of the water, it's just gonna go, I don't like being here. I'm gonna die. It's like, yeah, you're gonna die. I want you to. I want you to be a fish out of water. Aquatic plants just melt. Okay, when they get out of the water and out in the sun, they melt. And I tell you what, that is going to melt and break down, and all the nutrition that the fish and the snails and all the little bugs that died over the last year that I had that set up, last year or two, I forget. But that's my second year. That is just going to soak into the ground there, letting the sunlight and rain and everything else turn an invasive plant. And if we can't get rid of it totally, at least we can put it to our use. Now, here, let me just take this. I'm going to dump this water, this good fish water, right out here on here. Now, what are these? These are my little pride and joys. These are little baby mulberry trees that I grew from seed that I collected last year. So it's been over a year now that these have continued on. But I planted these in the spring earlier this year. Now I've got little baby mulberry trees coming up there. But look at that. Look at that solid coverage. That's going to have a hard time for any weeds to grow through, and it's going to give back that nutrition to this soil. It's another way that you can use things to your advantage in the world that may be a problem. Anywhere that you've got invasive species, go after them. Like kudzu. Kudzu around here is a horrible thing. It was introduced from North Korea, or Korea, I believe, in order to combat erosion. And it wound up causing a much bigger problem. Kudzu covers everything in the south that it gets a chance to. It spreads terribly. But kudzu is an incredible plant to have around for survival. If you've got the curse, you might as well use the blessing. You can go out and harvest some kudzu. It's edible for you and your animals. This Salvinia, yeah, they are researching as to what they can do with it. It does have some uses for fodder, but it's got some compounds in there that are not so good for humans. Duckweed is something that you want to look for, though. Duckweed is 100% edible to humans and animals love it. Duckweed has about 25% protein, if I remember right. It's a powerhouse itself and doubles every day on average, where it grows. But I know this is long. Let's go over to the Little Helpers tank now. Back now at the Little Helpers. We've got a few names on here that some people may recognize. I know certainly the Little Helpers families, they understand that. They know who these are. Look at there, there's one of them now. All right, that's one of my little helpers. And these names are some of your little helpers. And today, it is my privilege to add one more. We've already got one of these names up here, but we've got enough room up here to put that same name twice, because that's two little helpers. Let's see. What do we got here? Who do we have? We're gonna put, let's put this over here. We're gonna put over here, we'll put them over here. All right, let me get out of here. We got an M, and an I, and a C, and an A, and H. That's Micah. Micah's mom says she wanted to put her little helper's name up here. Micah, I know I have seen you on the videos, and you are an awesome little helper to your mother. She is out there doing some great stuff. Now, I'll leave this for, you know, everybody's little helpers so that we can give them a shout out. We shout out channels all the time. A lot of times our little helpers don't get that, so that's what this is for. And pretty soon I'm going to do something else so that this continues. And I think that'll be fun, what the idea I've got here. But let me tell you who I've got on this tank. The homestead, or the channels that are represented here, if I can remember right. We've got Homesteading Chick. We've got the Bull's Garden. We've got Sustainably Yours Homestead. And let's see, who else do we have? Voon Chow. And who else do we have? We have Simone Elena. I hope I've got everybody's names right in here. But that's the way we do things around here. We want to have everybody something that they can watch and not mind whether their kids are in the room seeing it. You know, we'll keep it family friendly. Well, I guess they're going to hide. So, anyhow, we're going to say bye from Homestead Aquarius. I've been absent with videos for a little while, and I'm going to get back on schedule with that. But I appreciate each and every one of you watching, and wherever you are, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. All right, here's a quick PS. Crazed Family Homestead has several names on the Little Helpers tank, and they are the folks that really inspired me at first to do that tank and to give back to our little helpers. They created a little frog habitat at their home, and them and the little helpers are having such a great time doing it. So I wanted to give them a shout out for that. And while doing that, I'll show you the others so you can find them. If you don't have these people, if you don't have all of these channels, go find them. Show them some love. They're great people. Crazed Family Homestead. The Bull's Garden. Sustainably Yours Homestead. Voon Chow. Homesteader Chick. It's going out of focus. There we go. Homesteader Chick. Simone Elena. I've got another name on there, but I believe that is a subscriber. I believe that little helper name came from a subscriber. And if you have put in a request to have your little helper's name on the tank, just and you don't see it there, leave me a comment on this video and I'll get it on there. There's some of the comments that I don't see until way later. I can't find them. So anyhow, thank you for watching. I'll see you later.